Hi guys, sorry, it's Chantale from my Page Café again. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to do this video all day and this is my third attempt. Oh my goodness, you guys. Anyways, so what I'm doing right now is making ruffles, and these are the fabric, and there's the kittens, and I had explained this so much better, but anyways, life happens sometimes, and so we're just gonna start. I'm just gonna try to explain my process as I go. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting ruffles at the top of my paper here, and I'll explain to you what I've done so far. Okay. So what I look for is what it needs, I guess. I've only got one signature on the side, but these are the scraps of vintage fabric that I've got left, and this is what I'm using to make the ruffles with. That one's a lot wider than it needs to be, but I just under an inch. So I've got different colors, different patterns, but it's all the same piece of fabric. I just cut them in strips. And then I've got this fabric that I'm using as little tabs. Actually, it's like a lace, a wider lip lace. I'll show you how I use that. I also have this really cute textured lacy kind of ribbon thing that I found at our Dollarama. It's just it's got this really cute texture on it, and I really like it. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of that in there. I've also got pieces of sari silk that I will be adding. I might add some pink lace. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that or not. So that's what I've been doing, and how I go about figuring out where I want to put my ruffle is by just looking at it from the side. I decide, like, as I look at this, I know right away I need something here, right? See, there's like a gap. So that's kind of how I go about figuring out where to put the ruffle. Now, the only thing I'm doing right now is I am doing the stitching part. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could use staples if you wanted to, or you could possibly glue them. I really like the sewing effect on here, so that's what I've decided to do. You could also staple tabs if you wanted to, which I will do too, because I do love the staple look. So now I'm like at this side, and I'm thinking I need something over here. And as I'm looking at the colors, I think I'm going to put a blue ruffle like this one. It's the same fabric, but see, there's a lighter one, just the way that they were cut, and there's this darker one that is in the blues that's the one I'm going to put at the bottom on this side. So I hope you guys are all well, and I hope this is not too confusing. I'm sorry, it's really late today and right now, so if I'm fumbling on what I'm trying to explain, I'm sorry. And if it's too difficult to understand what I am trying to show you guys, I will try again tomorrow, but I think I'm okay. I've redid it like, I don't know how many times now, but so what I'm doing right now with this card is I'm actually using it to ruffle. I'm pretty sure I've done this before. But I don't remember. Anyways, I just thought I'd mention that. That's how I do make those ruffles, okay? So now I look at it and I decide if I want, because I will probably add tabs in there too. I don't know, it's just bare right there, right? So we'll put a little bit in the middle, I'm thinking. And I think I'm going to use the sari silk in the middle here because it's white. There's an itty bitty piece here. It should be wider than that, I think. I did not do that very even, I see. It'll work. Okay, so with Sari Silk, same thing. I place it, and I find my fingers, I tend to have eczema on my fingers and my hands. They're not bad right now, so which is awesome, but any little threads seem to like get caught in the dry spots. Like I went and cut myself here, and every little bit of thread, it's finally healing. Anyways, I tell you, but it's getting better, so that's all that matters, right? And I'm just gonna start this. How I go about is I use and I hold whatever fabric or, you know, or whatever I'm using for my ruffle. Like, I mean, I've used lace, I've used all kinds of stuff, but right there, and I just hold the fabric where I want it, and then I just push gently with my card, and I guide it underneath to make that ruffle. Now this guy's pretty thin, and I don't want it perfect anyways. It just helps to guide it underneath the foot of your sewing machine. I find it's just a little easier, especially with my fingers. I've used this card trick for a while now. I just find it easier. I mean, you do what works best for you, right? Okay, so I've got that little itty bitty ruffle in the middle there, just like that. And I think I'm going to add a little something. As I look at these ruffles, I'm thinking, I don't know if I want it at the top or at the bottom. Let's see what it looks like. I think it goes here. Now, every ruffle that you add is going to add a texture and will make your book thicker, but I'm okay with that. This method of making a soft spine actually helps with keeping your journal flat, and even if you add papers to it, it actually works really well and grows very well with your book. So, well, I don't know what I want there. I'm thinking, I don't know. I think I might just add a tab of some sort. Let's see what this looks like. And then you could just use a regular stapler. I've got this tiny attacher. You do not have to go buy a tiny attacher, okay? If you don't have one, it's fine. Just use a regular stapler. That's all I ever used before. So I just put it, this one is fluffing on the outside, or you can make it like kind of as more like a tab the other way, where you staple it on both sides of the paper, but this one is kind of like where it's folded inside and you've got the two layers on the outside. I don't know, I just love that little bit of detail. Now, usually I do this after I'm done sewing, but I'm just looking at it right now and it feels weird without it. Oh, excuse me. So I feel like if I put this guy, actually, I think I'm going to put it on this one. And I will add a little, I think I'm going to put it in the middle again. I know we just did that, but so that it has kind of the same texture on both sides. It needs something there, and I'm thinking if I can get a little bit of pink right here, and it'll just give it a little pop of pink. Okay, sorry, just trying to get the threads out because I should have done that before, but I didn't. So just a little bit easier, not get tangled in the threads. Yeah, so I hope you guys are all well. I'm going to probably just do 1 or 2 signatures and see how I'm going. I'm using my foot here, or not my foot. Oh, that sounded funny. No, I pushed the foot a little too fast there. Just about sewed the card. There we go. Sorry guys, if I get quiet, it's just the end of the day, and when I'm creating, usually at the end of the day, I'm usually just not really talking to anybody. I've talked my day away already. So if I get quiet, it's just I'm focusing. I'm kind of almost forgetting that you're not that you're not there, but it's just I forget that I'm videotaping. Making a video. Oh, see? Look how pretty that is. So now I look at all of them. See how pretty that is? Oh my goodness, I got a lot of ruffle in this one. So there we go. I might add some more ruffles in this one now that I look at it. There's so many on this one. So pretty already. Now what I'm doing with this one is I'm actually doing one side, and then I'll turn around and do the other side of the journal. There should be 4, I thought, on this side. Maybe I'm wrong. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yep, I think that's right. Okay. So anyways, what I'm doing is I'm finishing one side, and then I'll go on do the other side. And it looks kind of like alligator mouth on one side, but it'll even out once you do the other side. Now these are not sewed in, so like let's say I find that there's like a lot of darkness, it's like darker there, so I might actually go like this and then put this one like this and see how it's sitting. I kind of like all this pink. There's a lot of pink on this one, not sure why. The same piece, but see how it almost like, I don't know, it evens out. So now we're doing this last one. Because they're not sewed in yet, you can still move them around, right? That's why I like to do the this upside down. Oh, it is the sewing before I like the ruffles before I sew them in, and that'll the next video to this series will be how I bind them in this accordion style journal, because it's a little trickier, but it's the same concept. It'll be a three-hole pamphlet binding is what I'm going to do, I think, which is perfect for this kind of job, or what I need it for. That's all I need is a three-hole pamphlet stitch. Okay, sorry if I'm rambling. So again, use your card if you want to. You don't have to. I mean, if you're used to doing ruffles your way. And I guide it whichever way I want, so it can be as wonky or as straight, depending on the look I want. First ruffle. Once you get a hang of it, in no time you got ruffles, all of your ruffles done. I'm trying to think, okay, slow down because you're making a video. Don't want to over, and all these little threads will come out. Oh my goodness, I got these little threads everywhere. Okay, so now so you see what it looks like, right? And back, I think I'm going to put maybe one of these blue pieces. So we're going to cut it like this, and I'm just going to make it kind of like a tab. This is Cassie at Dust to Roses idea. So I thought it was kind of cool. I like the texture of them, so I decided to try it out because, I mean, why not, right? Of course, it fell all apart right now, but so the first layer, and then there's like a second almost. Well, I think this one might be just a kind of a zigzag one on top of the other kind of deal. Okay, let's sew it. I think my piece is a little short. Okay, there's that tab. Okay, now, sorry, I really shouldn't be yawning like that. That's awful. But this is pretty much the only time of the day when I create, because the kids are in bed and it's my time. Yeah, to just kind of play. I think I'm going to put some bit of sari silk on this one, maybe. It's already white. Go put blue. Some of these leftover blues. Now, if you don't want to do a ruffle, you definitely don't have to. You could just sew a piece on the side and make it into a tab or whatever. You decorate it whatever makes you happy. And after this and after the binding, I will try to make a couple videos as to how I kind of sorry guys, I was kind of talking while I was sewing there, and I was mumbling, so I'm sorry about that. I do apologize. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, these ruffles are completely up to you. I mean, you don't have to use sari silk. You use what you've got, and don't overthink it. Just I always tell myself, just play, don't think. And then I've got, I think that's what happened, is I actually had a half a piece and I cut it in half, so it became a half of a half. That's why it was so thin, the other one. But what I've been doing with the sari silk, because they're quite wide, and I don't want them that wide for this journal, so I cut them in half, just like that, and then I just makes a smaller little piece, but it's still very pretty. So I'm going to put a little piece on this one, and you can just leave it flat too. You don't need to make a ruffle, or you can make it like, the longer you wait between your stitches to push your ruffle in, the smaller your ruffle will be. So if you just want a couple little bumps or further in between, then just wait a little bit and then make your stitch a little further, right? It's all in, just play around with them. Even if you want, you could do your ruffles on a separate paper just to see what you like, and then experiment that way. Or you can make a bunch of ruffles and then glue them after, like just put them on scraps and then use those scraps and then add them to your journal after. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, that's not the one. Okay, and what I didn't do that I should be doing is putting like pulling it to the side so I know where I was supposed to put that piece of paper. Back. Sorry, just thinking where I want. the next one. So I want something, I'm thinking I want something, I think I want, maybe this one. Okay, so now I'm thinking that I want, because I just did this light one and then I put a blue, but there's still quite a bit of blue in this binding. I think I want a lighter kind of color. Maybe I'll put a little bit more Sorry Silk. So I'm just looking at the colors that kind of pop out, and if I want to tone it down, or if I want more blue, or if I want, you know, a piece of more like a lighter color, like this Sorry Silk is just a very natural color. And I don't have a lot of, like, I try to keep things simple when it comes to the ruffle, because I can always add tabs later, right? So I try to kind of keep the ruffles simple, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. Sorry if my head went in the frame. Oh, I just ripped that off. Well, must have been right on the edge, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put another stitch across, but more on this side, thinking. And that's okay, those things happen. It happens and it's not a big deal. I do try to put my finger on whatever I stitched, especially with paper, because we don't need to be ripping the paper that we just put in there. I think these two go like that. And I tend to lose my card under all the piles all the time. I just got a low of thread right now. And I don't know why I went crooked there, but again, we shall fix that. Okay, let's see what it looks like. I think it was right here. Threads. Oh, got threads everywhere. Looks like it. Ah, sorry, silk threads everywhere. and regular sewing thread everywhere. Okay, so now this is what I've got so far. Phew. This is how I kind of look at it. I need, thinking these guys maybe. What's that, a short one? Thinking like top and bottom is what I'm thinking. Like bottom here and then possibly top there. Sorry if it's really quiet because I can hear myself, my tone going down. Okay. I think this one. Sorry, I've got threads everywhere off this fabric. And then you can decide what side, right? This one is the right side. Okay. Get you started over here. Going because my foot is on the pedal. Silly. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry, it's stuck in my scissors. So now I'm thinking a little bit of something up here. And then I want to look. Pink, a little bit of pink I'm thinking. Sorry if I shook the phone. Okay, let's get this. Can I tell which side is the right side? Yeah, I think it's the other side. Now, unless you're like a perfectionist with these ruffles, they can be made pretty fast once you get a hang of it with the card, I find. But I'm not one that likes perfect ruffles. Every so often, yeah. But I just like the look of a... It's pretty. It's just pretty on the paper. A little bit of pretty on your paper. Okay, so this guy goes right like that. Okay, let's check it out. Then I think, what and where do I need more? Or do I even want? Because I could add tabs as well, right? I think I'm going to put a little blue on the outside of this one. I feel like I need one of those little blue tabs. And I'm just going, I'm trying not to think too much. I'm just, like I've said earlier, don't think, just do. Oh my goodness, this is driving me crazy. Because if I tend to constantly be reminding me that, myself that, because I tend to, I don't know, I just overthink, and then I just don't do anything because I'm like, okay, I can't do it this way because it's not really what I was thinking of doing. And then it just gets silly. And then that's when I can hold it with my fingers, but also guide it underneath the pedal of my sewing machine. Just like that. Okay. 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 Doing a lot of that, hey? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. I think this side is pretty fluffy, and I'm pretty sure I'm done with this side. So I'm just going to check the time here, you guys. And I'm going to start on this side. It's not too long. Oh, it's quite long, so I think I'm going to stop it here. It gave you guys kind of an idea, and my phone is blinking at me that the battery's going to die. It's been about 30 minutes. I've kind of talked you guys through my process, and I will show you guys what it looks like tomorrow, and then we can bind it together. I should be able to do a video tomorrow as well. It'll probably be like, it's always like the day after when I post the video. So I hope you guys are well and you're taking care of yourself and you're staying healthy. And yeah, hope you're having a great evening. And I'm sorry about the yawning. And I will do another video tomorrow. Okay, talk to you later.